Alright, here we are. Have I got some background music? I think I do. We're here! Different place. This is the kitchen! Yeah, that's a window right behind me, so it's gonna be bright, but I think I've worked out the cameras fairly well. Now let me see where this is sitting, because I do have, that can actually sit back a little bit. I have the microphone right there. I'm trying to do this the best I can. We shall see. That's probably not bad for seeing, cutting up things and whatever I'm doing there. It's part of the fun. Figuring out how to set things up so you can actually see it on camera. But here we are with a Callum's Cantina kitchen stream. A cooking stream. Finally, what people have been waiting for. It's this time of the day because this has worked out the best to be able to do it. And allow enough time if there's, like, it takes a bit longer because I'm streaming. Yada yada. I'll eat in a decent amount of time, and tonight going to be going to a movie with some people, so not gonna do the normal Saturday night stream. So that's why this is earlier as well. But here we are with a cooking stream. Now, Mum sent me another mystery box. For those that aren't following on in the Discord, I've mentioned about doing like a mystery box challenge where Mum usually, or Dad did it one time too. I'm sent a list of ingredients. I get the ingredients because we're not living together, and I make up a dish with the ingredients. What's this woman? Oh, that's a little bit interesting. Okay. On the stand. I've got my laptop set up here. We're streaming this too instead of trying to shift a whole heap of other things. The only thing I've shifted is the webcam that I normally have on my computer actually finally changed location and has gone to over here for a second camera. Because that's how I wanted to do it. I wanted to have, like, I can talk like this to you guys, and then if I'm showing something specifically, I can do this, where that's blooming in the way again. But I can show you chopping up and whatnot, and that'll be good. It's lagging slightly. Fun! Fun! I wonder if the settings are correct on it. Let me check. So we want to try and match a video formats only. Okay, what's it doing now? That's better. Huh. Anyway, I worked out the double webcam setup because initially I had them both in the single USB part. At the back of my USB-C where I have a multi thing for USB-A. Had to change it around to the side of the laptop, which for whatever reason worked. I need some water. Be right back. Alright, so what we have today is, for the protein, some chicken. Whoa! Can I, yeah, it's a little bit juicy on the plate. I got it out earlier to defrost from my freezer. Yeah, okay. Don't spill the juices on my laptop. It's chicken. It said chicken thigh on the list. That's an equivalent I have. I think it's could be a breast fillet. Not gonna be that much different. We've got some brie. A little brie from the supermarket. It was on special. It's cool. Some sage. Actually, I could turn up this music at the moment. Couldn't I? So I've got some fresh sage. Coles, for whatever reason, when I went and got this, didn't have sage. So I got it from Woolies. I've got slivered almonds. They said flaked or slivered. This is the packet I found. It was good, so you can use them a bit. Some breadcrumbs in a container that I have them in. Some flour. I only have self-raising flour because I don't use plain flour enough to be worthwhile, and self-raising does the same job essentially in each place. And what I'm missing here is some eggs. Now my freeze... Actually, I could do this with the second camera. Finally, you guys get to see the fridge. That is way too bright for the camera, but it's there. Look, it's the fridge stream people have said about for years. Anyway, some eggs. Which I have nothing up there. So yeah, eggs. I'll have to reposition this other one for where it was. Hang on. Okay. That's probably pretty close. Anyway, that's close. To be able to see what I'm doing. So, my idea that I had was I'm going to actually have a look at a couple of little Brie recipes for a couple of ideas. So, my dad said he's doing a Brie sauce, so I don't really want to copy him as such. Okay, my laptop's just deciding to sit up a bit. Can I go down one or two and it sits better? No, that is worse. What am I doing with this? Is that better? I think so. So I'm not really planning on using the stovetop today. Or cooking something on there, if that's alright. Microwave. Why am I pointing those out? No one's here. So, okay. Let me check that. It is a funny time for me to be streaming right now because it's not when I normally stream. So there is that. But the stream seems to not be dropping any frames in that, so we're golden. This could still be on old settings, couldn't it? And it looks alright to me. Stream, where is the video settings? Yeah, it's on 1080p and it's still on the right bit rate. Yeah, I think it's fine. There's just not anyone here because it's a funny time for it. So I might as well start by just chopping up some veggies that I'm going to have them as accompaniment. So I guess I'll just, I don't know how we want to do this. I've got some pumpkin anyway. It's only me, so I don't need to do extras. I'm just gonna nuke the veggies. I guess I could mash some pumpkin and potato, make that a little more interesting. I might do that actually. So you can't even see when I'm holding it up here and peeling it. What am I doing? Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Pumpkin. I'll sit it on the lid I have for the container, just so it doesn't make the bench dirty. Alright, so if I'm doing pumpkin and potato, I can get out a saucepan. I don't need the big one, I can use the small one. I can grab the little, that should be the one that fits. Yep. Do a bit of mashed pumpkin and potato with it, why not? So, I don't really have a good place to put the peels. I usually take multiple chips to the bin. That's how I do it. Actually, I need a different container for that because I'll boil the water and then put them in. Oh, well, I'll do these together anyway. And then I can just put them in the saucepan, that's fine. Oh, do the trip, it'll be easier than accidentally getting any peel in places. My bin's around the back, so. Look. There we go. I can put a bit of water in here so it'll warm me up. Start this boiling. Alright, now I am going to use the stove top. That's gonna be noisy. Yep, that's noisy. Can you see if I go this way? Not too bad. Let me adjust the camera. I've got my stuff prepped here. I've got these trays for when I crumb the chicken. That's what I was thinking of doing. Close the damn thing on the... Oh, it updated and you know, it's trying to promote things on my bar. Okay. So for this I need to turn the exposure down. If I just turn the shutter speed down, then you can actually see a bit. I'll try and shift things in people. That isn't seeing it enough. I always do the wrong one first. So that's a small burner, so it's not too bad as far as keeping things together, but alright. Now I can do this with the rest of the veggies. Can put this camera back. Yeah, that's fairly close. How am I gonna show? The cord will only go so far on this camera. I'm just trying to think how I'll show straining the water out of it. Not that it matters if I show absolutely everything, but it's nice for people to see it. So yeah, I've got them small enough to be able to boil fairly quickly once the water's to the boil. Alright, and I don't have many other veggies right now. That's alright. I feel like I still want to do the carrot on principle. See this carrot? It looks fairly good, I reckon. The lighting stayed fairly good on this camera too, so you can see a bit more. Chop the ends off. Don't even need to peel it. I will go a little bit smaller pieces. And then I'll just stick it straight in this container. And to boost that a bit, I'm going to put some frozen peas and pour that. I might as well have a few more veggies in with it. This stream is not sponsored by Birdseye, but I use Birdseye because I know it's Australian based more than some of the other frozen veggies. Ooh, you know what I could do? I'm going to make this interesting. I'm going to try something different again. I'm going to try cutting the chicken a bit so that I can wrap them around the individual pieces of brie I've got. And then I could put a bit of sage in with each of that. So, how much sage would I need? It depends how many pieces of chicken I've got. Well, I guess I can show it. My hands are dirty now. Try and swap colours with that. So, yes, chopped my veggies first. Good course of action to do, and then I have the chook, which I'm going to rinse the juices off this plate that I was keeping them on. And then my hands are all dirty, so you won't see me washing my hands, but I'm washing my hands. You can see me here, that works. And then I can just wipe them on here. Why not? Just stay in this area. Alrighty, so I can make this interesting. So where would I wrap it? I'll try cutting down the center here. I'm just trying some different things. Not all the way through, so they'll stay together and I can wrap around. That cut through a bit much, but that's okay. And then if I do pieces like this, make it in 2/3, yeah, that works for this size piece. Otherwise they may get too small to be able to hold things in them. So I've got 3 pieces here, okay. Now, something to hold them together. I've got some wooden skewers, so I'll get a bunch of them out. Now, I don't use them at all otherwise. I'll use as many as I need. And they're gone everywhere in the drawer. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. I'll wash this hand and cut the brie. Okay. Oh, looking okay. So I want to cut the brie. I can use a butter knife for that actually. I don't really need the chicken there. I don't need to touch the same surface with the brie yet. So might as well just open this up. Maybe I should have chopped some sage first, but I don't know how much I'll need. I also have an idea to use if I'm thinking I won't use all the brie, so I'm going to do something with the rest of it as well. So I've got a brie there. keep an eye on this water. Looks like it started boiling. Okay. So the water started boiling. I can bring this over. I wonder if I can bring this around and it will be a better view than otherwise. Yep, definitely boiling now. Turn that down a smidge. Because the handle of this is tricky woo, I'll use a holder because it's a metal handle. It can get a hot handle on that. Okay. So I will just... Ow. That's bad. I'll just pick it up and put it in. That splashed. Okay. And that's on the boil. Whee! And we're back to here. So we had our brie that I will cut up into pieces. I don't need the peeler now, I can put it. Alright. I'll set this on the sink while I show you. I guess this will be easier for room if I cut it down the middle and then do some slices like this. Should be fine. The brie is a soft cheese. Can be used for a few different things. But what I'm going to do today is try something I haven't done before. Because why not? I'm going to put a piece of brie in each of the pieces of chicken here. Jeez, I didn't cut it evenly. And I mean, I have that left over. It's still a small round lot of cheese, but it's there. I need to turn that back up so it boils. Guess I can stir it with something later. And then I'll try and squish it in a bit. And what I'm going to do is get some sage. I'll chop it up and put it in with it. So since it's going to be with the chicken anyway, nice fresh sage. I mean, I got it a few days ago, but fresh, theoretically. I just want to chop it up a bit so that it stays in there fairly well, but I guess big enough bits that I know I've got some in there. So I'm going to try this here. I've stuffed some chicken before, but not with like brie and sage, so there's a bit much to say in. That's going to be one of the fun parts. Then we're going to try and get them to hold together enough to crumb. Oh, that's going to be fun. I could take out skewers and put them back in, I guess. Okay, so there's one. We have one here. Two. Three. Forgot some extra sage, but that's okay. I'll try and shove it in. When I put the breadcrumbs, I might blitz up some of this extra sage so it goes through I'll put it on top or something. I'll use it. Okay, we've got 3 lots of chicken stuffed with brie and sage. That's boiling now. I'm sure I'll turn that down a bit. So, I got the next order of business. I'll sit these to the side and bring these trays in. So, these are handy little trays that my grandma got me actually before she passed away. It's a memory thing when I use them. I always forget how they go. They go a certain way and they don't want to go another way. So I think they want to go this way. These are really good for crumbing because they overlap. So we've got I'll use 1 egg. I'll need a couple of eggs to make it worthwhile. Put the egg in the middle. I'll put a bit of milk with it because it sticks a bit better to crumb them. So something not on the list is milk, but you gotta do it. It allows the egg mixture to stick better to the whatever you're crumbing. But still, yeah, I'll stir this. I'll stir that. What do I want? I'll use a fork because I'll test it with a fork. Just to make sure none's stuck on the bottom. Let me go back here, and we've got that. We put a dash of milk in this. I can use that fork to whisk this up actually. Just a little bit. I use UHT milk because when it's just me, I don't use milk that quickly. So it's better to do that. That's probably going to be excessive, but it will also work for my plan for the rest of the brie. So we want to get some flour in the other part. I don't need a bit more than that. And breadcrumbs in the other. I need a plate to put these on once they're crumbed. I have a plan for that. I have a plate somewhere. Oh, I actually don't have enamel plates. I have other plates though. I've got spare ones. So we usually do that. I've got leftover sage, but that's alright. I might put them away actually. The almonds. I almost forgot about the almonds. What would they be good in? I need to use the almonds for something. I forgot about them, honestly. I can cook these, I can eat these veggies, that's fine. I'll put them on for 6 minutes. We're on. I should get some of the almonds in the mix with the brie. but that won't really stay, so I need something for the almonds. Maybe I can make a bit of a sauce too. I do have a bunch of brie left. I could make a bit of a sauce with the brie. I just need something to do it with. Okay. So, wait, put them on. You can't see what I'm doing. It's gonna be better. Still can't see what I'm doing, but better. This is still boiling on the side. Who's lurking in the back, if anyone? Yeah, no one. It's just a bot. Yay. We're having a bit of fun testing out how I'm presenting this anyway. I'll reload the page, because why not? We got everything going right now, it feels like. Oh, I don't have the air fryer going, but I've got the microwave and the saucepan and the boiling the veggie. That's alright, just bots, okay. That's fun. So, I guess I could do the easy stuff first. I can put them in here. It's a full plate, but that's fine. Why are these rattling? Okay. I could do this. I could put the almond slivers in with this brie and just stick them in like that. That'll work. I'll do that. So I'll do that with a few of them, because I think as an accompaniment I'm going to do some crumbed brie. And I think I'll just use the rest of the brie for that, because I don't have much other use for it. Okay, I'll just do that, I guess. I can't hear the music properly from what's going on, so because I have it low enough that it doesn't interfere with the mic, so you guys can hear it more than I can. I just don't want it to interfere. I will use some of the extra sage with these too, I think. I just need to make sure it sticks. Okay, sage. So I have this extra sage from what I chopped already. And actually, I could try and poke them in the pieces of bread there. Not sure how successful it will be. Alright. I just need to push it in so it sticks, and that's gonna have fun. Because I've loaded some with the almonds. I could have a little more or something. Yeah, I could have a little more, but I'll make this work, because otherwise I'll just end up cutting more and it'll be too much. This one looks like it has a fair bit, yeah. Cool, veggies should be cooked. Take them out. Not too worried about that. The chicken will take the longest to cook, but I'm just doing stuff ready. So, okay, we go back to here. I'm going to do the brie first since it's here. And see how much the flour sticks. That's alright. And we just want to get a good coating of the egg milk mixture. And then crumb. And then we'll put that back on the plate. So this is the part where I'm going to try and keep one hand clean, but if I can't, I can't. No, it's crumbing. Can't always do that, especially if I'm holding together the chicken. So this is probably good to do first. Because of course you end up crumbing your own fingers. Almost put it straight in the bloomin' plate without putting the breadcrumbs on. That would be a little silly. Probably should check how the potato and pumpkin are doing soon as well. That's very strange. So nice. Now I have some crumbed brie with almond seeds and sage. Try and get rid of the majority of this up here. I'll go wash my hands again. So that's a fun time. Then okay, we've got the chicken that I'll do in a moment. Don't want to sit on the cord. I should put the cord back over. Yeah. Okay. So just check these. I use a different fork. They've been boiling for a little bit. Feels nice and soft. Okay. So, I want to see if the camera reaches for a minute. Let me see. No, it will not. I have to hold it here. Okay, you'll just see me doing that from the way. So the trick, I'll turn that off. Now you can hear me better again. And whatever else is going on. So, trick I do with straining the mash is I just hold the lid with a little gap on it. That's really warm yet. Maybe I can show you if I hold it up. I hold it a bit like that with a tiny gap on it with an angle towards where you're pouring out, and it catches the bits and pieces that you don't want to escape. Like so. Let's make sure it's straight off. Okay. Then we'll take a little detour here. I'm going to trivet. So I'm going to shift some of this stuff and do the mash. Why not? It can cool down and thicken a little bit too. Just shift these trays somewhere. So pretend, I don't know, this is a word I discovered more when I was younger, than what you set your hot things on. It's called a trivet. Let's have a look see then. I want to see how this looks if I turn this camera down. So we've got that, you can't really see in it, okay. If I turn this down, that works well enough. Okay, neat. So I've got the chicken sitting here still ready to crumb, but I thought I might as well do this. So, butter, milk, bit of salt and pepper. Okay, and the masher, which is a pain in the ass to, I still see one or two little bits. Oh, pain in the ass to clean masher. Okay, I kind of just guess the amounts. I can use this one I cut the brie with, that's fine. That's hot. Oh, because I set the thing on there. Or warm. And you'll like it fairly buttery. That's alright. Oops, that was still open. I was trying to get the extra bits from on top. I will put more pepper. That'll even it out. Whoops. Oh, a good thing to do is mash it a bit before the milk. And since this is hot, it'll melt the butter a bit into it, which is good. It's a combination potato and pumpkin mash. Gotta be. Which is mashing very easily anyway. Hardly need some milk, but it's nice to put a bit in for consistency. Yes, you could put brie in the mash. That'll be a bit different. Okay, what I'm just going to do is put it to the side so that it can cool down and all that good stuff. Just on the stove top here. I'll put the lid on there. Don't need anything to get into it. Okay, now back to what we were doing before. I'm gonna put this milk away and the butter. Actually, before I bring those trays back over, oops, some clean sauce bottles. I can get some of these almond slivers in here, which should be nice. I'm doing it and you can't even see it. What am I doing? There we are. Let's poke some in. It's probably better to do this before you put the brie on the chicken, but hey, doing it a bit ass backwards is fine too. Come on, stick in. Yeah, well, got some in this one. Some of the skin's too hard as well. Well, let's try making it so that we put some in. I could also try blending some up and put it with the breadcrumbs, but I feel like I'd have a bit of waste of the mix, and I couldn't really use, well, I can't really use either of them again. I put excessive amounts of it, but, well, actually it looks excessive now. Like the egg looks excessive, but the other things maybe not now. Okay, I need both hands for this, so undo the skewer and I'll try crumbing it and then putting the skewer back on. Trying to hold it together so it does not fall apart. I can hear the music a bit now, that's nice. And then put the skewer back in. Nice. That was more successful than I thought it may have been. One side here is not crumbed. Now it is. Okay, cool. I need both hands for it though. I might as well put that up there. Okay. It's staying together surprisingly well. I still need to hold it, but it's not constantly really trying to fall apart on me like it could be. Watch me eat my words with the last one or something. There's a funny bit of egg white, I think. Yep. Okay. A lot of this stuff was making it hard to pick up the skewer at the end there. It felt harder because I couldn't feel what I was picking up. Okay. Oh, that one definitely has some almonds coming out. Yeah, it's trying to fall apart more. But that's to be expected. Okay, cool. They're crumbed, which is nice. I'm gonna clean my fingies and then do something with this leftover stuff because I might as well like mix it together. See what happens. Alright. See, I have now got crumbed brie and crumbed chicken, which is nice. I'm going to try these in the air fryer. I'm going to start the chook, I think, because the chicken should take the longest. I'm going to go off of how long it's taken me to cook chicken in the air fryer before, with the difference of I'm using one of these silicone trays to go inside the air fryer, because the brie is very likely to squirt out of the chicken while it's cooking, and we don't want to lose that goodness. Yeah, that'll fit about right. You can't really see. Yeah, fit about right. Let's shift this angle around. That sort of works. Got the air fryer here. Just slide this in, and then I need a little bit of oil. I give it a spray with just normal olive oil spray, and it seems like enough, but I do a decent spray for it. So I guess I'll be a little closer. Yeah, that looks about right. So I'll do what I normally do for chicken, which is the air fryer is, the air fryer is on 200 degrees Celsius. I put it in for about 12-13 minutes. Then I turn it over and cook it for another 12-13 minutes, and that ends up usually working out really well. Then afterwards I'll have a look at this brie. I'll also use the same container because why not. Figure out how long to do that. I'll probably look up a crumbed brie recipe for reference. But I'm trying it in the air fryer too, so that can differ a little. So I guess I'll try just put these all into the wet part. Mix it around. And then I can fry these or something, and it's a little snack. It won't be the tastiest, might be a bit heavier, but it doesn't waste it. With the chicken in it, you don't want to keep it and reuse it. If it was just the brie, I could keep it and reuse it. Actually, I could use some of the almonds in that, that'd be alright. I'll try that. I do have a bit excessive amounts, but it's really hard to know how much you need. So, Okay. Oh, I'll just get another fork. You know, the one I mixed the egg stuff with before should be fine. Okay, I could have mixed the almonds and used a magic bullet to blend up the almonds in with the breadcrumbs, and then this would have the same sort of effect. But sometimes it's like, well, how much will I have left over? Unless I have plenty to do it with. I'll add a little bit of milk because it's a bit dry. So it's really just a way to use up the extra of this. Okay, neat. So I guess I don't really feel like I need to keep some things warm because I don't care if they're a bit cold. The veggies will be cold, I could put them on for like half a minute to warm up, but that's alright. We got the brie. Once the chicken's done, chicken will be about half an hour. So we can do some other things in the meantime. So I am going to fry something because I want to use the leftovers. I should not need these extra skewers. And I should not need the flour and the breadcrumbs anymore. Alright. Now, lid itself, yay. Sometimes that one's a little bit funny and doesn't light itself. Really, you can bring this around, you get to see the fun journey. Okay. And that is what it is. Wait for that to warm up. In the meantime, I turned on my craptastic tablet again, and by the time it's finished everything, I'm not going to be using it. I was like, well, if I need to look up a recipe to help with something, like the possibility of a brie sauce, well, I'm just going to put a few of these in, make it a little more interesting. And then tie the rest up with a rubber band. I might put a bit more milk. It'd be nice if they were a bit lighter. So they don't need to be so thick from the start anyway. Well, the mix doesn't need to be. We can do the whole thing like one big pancake, I guess, and then just cut bits off. I think that's how I'll do it. Yeah, it's a better consistency. Not that it's gonna be too wacky to do this part. The other part will be the interesting one. Okay. It's reasonably good. I may want to scrape for getting some of those bits out. But the brie that I consider with the air fryer, I can also put the not the cooked chicken back on the same plate. I can put the chicken on a new plate when it's done. I can wipe up the veg. So this pan feels hot enough. Yeah, it should be. Enough for our purposes anyway. We don't have to be specific on that sort of thing. You can't see. Why do I have to put this on? Coffee container. That's not going to stay still there. Can I take the stand off? Hang on. Hello? How you do? You do well? Yeah. If I do that, that's better than nothing. Oh, better than before. And then let's get this in. Turn this down a bit probably, and I want to flatten this anyway. Oh, that's already done. Okay, it's gonna be interesting, but I'm using up the extra, so that's alright. I'll let it do whatever I do. I'll put some things in the dishwasher while I'm going. You can actually see me in the background on the dishwasher. Okay. Masher might be able to rinse most of it. I cut chicken in there. Okay. Let's see how this is going. It's like a big pancake, but it has breadcrumbs in it. I want to break it up a bit so it goes a bit wider. That's more what I was after. even though it's a weird shape. You can see it a little bit, at least. There's a bit on the sink. I did clean the sink just before, so it's fine. Yeah. So I guess I could play some parts up that I've done. But the chicken will be a while. I don't want to warm them up before I plate them up, so that's a fun time. Oh, you should see how jank this is. I have the camera on top of a empty coffee jar. Oh, alright. That's us for now until we have to turn it over. So we're chilling. Turn them over. What timing? So yeah, let's get the other camera and have a look at them. They're looking quite nice in there. So I'm going to turn them over to make sure it's cooking evenly, and bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, they could brown on the side that was down, so it's worth turning them over. Like that. What I might do, since these are smaller pieces, is give them 10 minutes instead of 12. I think that would be fine. Oh yes, what I should do is look up a recipe for crumbed brie, see how long it'll be. So I'm doing it, not deep frying it, which is a little bit different. And I feel like if you overcook them in the air fryer, they might just squirt out everywhere. Cooking time 190 Celsius. Okay, I could do that. 1 minute. Okay, so very quick. So those will be quick when I do them. I'm going to start getting out some things for plating. I should turn this monstrosity over again. If I can get under it. That's not very hot now, is it? That's alright. Turn it up slightly. Actually, I'll let the residual heat cook that. That's fine. And that'll be something extra for a snack. If it's not great, actually I could try it. That ended up a fairly good texture. I'm quite happy with that. Don't know how I managed it, but I did. I'll get this onto a plate because it is cooked. I'll get this plate I had out and put it on because I don't have many options here. I might just break it up first. There. Yep. Alright. That's good. That's still warm, so okay, I've got that. I can set that to the side as a snack. I can pop the stand back on this now, and we can plate up. Oh look, a bot! How surprising! Oh, the mod icons aren't on this. I don't know what that is. Where's the mod icons at? There. Okay. I've got the cable management so it's not in the way. The thing about the bench top is that it is one that doesn't particularly matter quite as much if what you put on is hot or not. How's that looking for the angle? Yep. So we can dish up here. I just want some extra veggies with it. I usually have a bunch of veggies. It was about the right time to start. It was a little bit after 4 when I started the stream, and it's 20 past 6 now, so it's about the right time for dinner. This not too hot. Only good for holders and things. No, using too many utensils, but that happens. I'm gonna make that the part where I put the mash. Guess I could taste that in a sec too. But I'm fairly confident with that. The big taste test will be the chicken with everything together. Get all the bits. Okay. So I got these parts, yeah, that's nice. See, it's my own stuff, I can lick my own spoon. I like it. The potato has a good texture to the pumpkin when you mash it. Yeah, these are very similar to pancakes. Almond doesn't have a huge flavour in them. But that texture works really well. I could even use that for dessert if I want to. There you go. It's a 2-course meal. Dessert and the main is the other part. Perfect. I just got a few minutes to go. Not worth really starting to do something else, but I'm wondering how long is the Nintendo Direct? It's an hour. Could do that while I'm eating. If I actually transfer the setup over to my table, that can work. Could do that. I need to clear some things on my table though. I'll be right back then. Oh, here we are. We're still going. I'm peckish now. Won't have long to go. It's a good time. Oh yeah, I need this spray for the Brie, probably. Alrighty. Oh yeah, boys. Well, have a look at this. Are you ready for the reveal? Whoa, it looks real nice. So I could do it on the mash a bit. That gives me room for the Brie on the side. And the 3 of these. Nice and crispy as well. So we have the 3 pieces of chicken with stuffed with Brie and almond slivers and sage. With 1 or 2 bits in here that I'm gonna grab and get out while this is in here. Yeah, I can get out the tray with the tongs, that's good. And then I will put the Brie in, which I can do here. Just sit there. I'll do it for half a minute, turn them half a minute. And that should work out for the minute timer, because I think turning them over in the air fryer is a good idea. Can I even do half a minute? I don't know if I can even do half a minute. I should put a timer on. I'll do 25 seconds now. Once I get the blooming right. I use this phone for a timer because it's handy just to keep track. But that's it. That'll be the final piece here. The Crumbed Brie. It should be yummy as well. That didn't even go for that long. Right. I'll just put it on for a bit. And then let the timer let me know when things are. Which is that. So give them a turn over. And then do a 30 seconds, and then I'll see how they look. If they want a bit more browning, I'll go for longer. That kind of works to see it, doesn't it? Kinda. It's sliding. And that's glaring. Okay, I've got my water bottle. Boom. And it buzzes, so I was going to fall over. I'll have a drink thinking of. Then you can have a squeeze. They look like they could go for longer, so I'm going to give it a minute to brown them. Because the air fryer would be different to the thing. Oh, I didn't turn that down to 190 either. But that's alright. So we're almost there. I'll get some salt and pepper, put on my veggies, because I like doing that. So it's crooked slightly, isn't it? I can tell. Oh well. For doing this, I guess I should take these out. They're holding together, good. Which way's the pointy? Alright, that was about right. They could go a bit longer. They seem to be cooking slower in the air fryer, which is not a bad thing. So tidy that up a little. Put a few things away in here. I'll sort out these trays after. I can always hand wash them if I need to. Alright, we're almost there. They're kind of squashed. That's alright. Yeah, they look about right now. So if we, I'm picking up the camera that's not even on. See, they look fairly nice. I don't want to go too far, so I'll just put these on the plate and I'll be happy with them. Boop. They're quite soft, yep, that was about right. So that was about 3 minutes in the air fryer at 200. Alright, there it is. It's not the most flattering of lighting, but I have crumbed stuffed chicken and crumbed brie with potato and pumpkin mash and some carrots and peas and corn with it. I'll use the tongs to pick up this tray, and I just usually leave it on the sink to cool down first. Boom! There is a meal cooked. The first meal ever cooked in the Callum's Cantina kitchen on stream. Of course I've done plenty more otherwise, but we have here not just a main meal, but also dessert, because these are essentially pancakes used with the leftover breadcrumbs and that. So very nice. I'm going to send the pictures to my mum and dad because they like to see it too. That's part of the fun. And that'll be good. Let me crop that so there's not any extra stuff that we don't need to see. And then we'll get the verdict in a moment when I shift over to the table. I'll be back in a few moments once I have organised the setup over on the table. Yeah, now we're mukbanging. Even better. The real mukbang is the food we made along the way. That is going to be in the way. See if I can do a wider view, that'd be better. I don't know, I'll probably just end up staying on this one. I think this works better. I've got some peach iced tea, cordial, that I don't have fizzy water, so I've just got plain water to mix it with. But I think it's nice still. Something different to just plain water is handy. So, of course, because I'm trying this for stream, I'm going to try one of the crumbed brie first. Then I'll try one of the bit of the chicken. That crumbed brie work out really well. Yeah, the sage and the almonds work really well in with it. I'm glad I put them both in. A couple extra bits. Very crispy bit of whatever that was that came off the chook when it cooked. Okay. And this is the easiest bit to get to. I'll have to kind of cut it separately. A chicken that's cooked nicely, all according to plan. That's good too. Maybe it depends how much I got with it. I didn't get as much of the almond and sage flavours. It might have been better to use what I figured out with the crumbed brie, just poke it into the brie first and then put it inside the chicken. It still tastes quite good though. I'm very happy with that. Alright. We're just munching now.